Yes.
Okay, all right, sure. That's fine. So for this week's one, we are done with class, then I think it should open for you to have access to the materials. Okay. All right. So please, kindly let's do a quick review of our lesson last week. I think it was a very interactive one. So if we can just have a quick wrap up, so we take it from there. Dave, you're on for this one. The people are not talking. Yes, who is ready to give us a quick review of our discussion last week? David.
Yes, sir, please, I'm here. I was updating something on the page.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So I'm saying a quick review of what we studied last week. Then everybody has gone quiet, as though we are in a cemetery. Even cemeteries are noisy these days. Okay, Abel. Yeah, Abel.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Abel.
Yeah, yesterday last week we learned introduction to multimedia. But what I took from the lesson was a Blender. And Blender is used for videos and audio editing.
Okay, all right, sure. Thank you very much. So last week we did an introduction to the course. We spoke about generally what multimedia is, what our expectations to be, and some of the tools we would interact with during the course of the semester. So briefly, that was what we spoke about last week. So thank you, Abel, for the quick um, recap. Okay, I know the materials. I've placed them there. I've created an introductory video for you as well to assist you to make it visually appealing. So you can as well access the video. I don't know how many of you have been able to interact with the video. Do you have anyone who has accessed the video link that's there? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we are on.
Yes, I just asked the question. Has anyone accessed the video? I mean, today you guys are down. What's the issue?
I think it's
Yes, it
probably
means you haven't. You haven't. You haven't. So
yes, sir.
probably yes. Yes, probably. What's the challenge? I mean, today I'm having a dark class. Are you guys are not responsive? Or what's the issue? Is there any pending issue? Did you take any quiz that shook the class?
Yes, sir, we are all right.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so has anyone accessed the video on the elements? Then let me get your responses.
For me, no, not yet.
Okay. Yeah, so no one has access to it. I mean that is literally so silence means consent, right? So let's do as much as possible to go onto the LMS and then get the necessary materials ready. Okay, so I've placed the PDF, I've placed the video. So you try to get access to those materials. The course content is there, the outline is there for you. So let's do the needful, okay, please, so that it makes the class very, very interactive. Okay, thank you very much. So today we'll proceed and then we'll talk about the various discuss the various elements of multimedia and go into details exactly what multimedia is. So who understand the core principles of digital media technology. And last week, who can mention the elements of multimedia that we spoke about? Elements of multimedia. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Elvis. Yes. Elements of
Uh,
multimedia. Yeah.
we spoke about audio,
Good.
video,
Yes.
text,
Yeah.
and animation.
Very good. Very, very good, my brother. Thank you very much for a good recap. Okay. So those were the elements of multimedia we spoke about, and we said that we'll break it down week by week. We'll tackle each of them. So today we'll go into detail what exactly multimedia is, and we'll talk holistically about the elements of multimedia. So the objectives for today's lessons, we should be able to know about the key multimedia terms, okay, differentiate some content types. Okay, so when I say content are materials that we put out there, lead, audio, video, any pair. Okay, they are contents that we put out there, and we'll define some characteristics. Then we'll explore some multimedia environment as well as some delivery methods. So when we speak about delivery methods, online is a delivery method such as the internet. Okay, and I think the most viral form of delivery from multimedia elements today is the internet, social media, i.e. social media. So basically, when we talk about the concept of multimedia, of which we spoke about last week, you remember that I said what? Multimedia is a combination of what? Two words, multi and media. Where I said multi means, multi, what did I say it means?
One or more.
Yeah, so many. Then we have media, which is what? Medium. Okay. So basically any intervening substance through which something is transmitted or carried on is a medium. Okay, so it's a combination of two Latin words, which are multi and medium. Okay, so it became multimedia. So multi we said means many, and then the medium, which is the media, is an intervening substance through which something is transmitted or carried on. So it's like something being transported, a bus. A bus can conveniently take you from one space to the other. So you realize that online, the internet, what does it do? It carries whatever you produce in your home, in a canal in Ghana, somewhere in Accra, in one little canal of your house, where you put out or you create some content, you put it online, and then the whole world is able to access it. So someone in the United Kingdom, in the UK, in wherever they find themselves, would be able to access it because there was some form of what? Transmission was medium. Okay, so that is the two components of multimedia. Yeah, say Chuafia. Your hands are up. Any question?
Thank you, sir, for the opportunity.
Sure.
I want just a slight explanation on the multi. When the word there is many, so can
Yes.
one be referred to as many? Because when I listen, our colleagues normally say like when we say multi, it's like one or more. So can one be referred to as many, or it should be two or more? Is it
Okay,
one or
that's
more
fine.
or two or more?
Yeah, yeah. So I think last week we had this clarity. So who can answer sexual fear for me? Last week we had this class. Sexual fear, were you in class last week?
Yes, please, I was.
Okay, so what was the discussion?
I know the discussion was about when we say multi, it was like we say one or more. But I just wanted to we are talking about multimedia where you can combine an image and a text and then put it
Okay,
out there. So we are
yeah.
putting
So
two of these
yes,
elements
yeah,
together. So
yeah.
so when you put only text out there, can it still be referred to as
Many. No, so
a
holistically,
combination
it's
of a
two or
text?
more. Yeah.
Okay.
So holistically, it's two or more. That's what we basically spoke about last week, two or more. But I think your colleague answering the question today, he said one or more. So I took it that it was a misquote. So it's two or more. Okay. So last week we holistically tried to differentiate that two or more, any combination of at least two of the elements of multimedia. That makes it multimedia. Okay, so search for that's a very good question. And then this is the clarity. So just as last week we said that any combination of any of the two, then it makes it what? Multimedia. Search for I hope it's clear now.
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your question as well. Yeah, thank you for your question. Yeah, so basically when we say multimedia, it can be any combination of what? Text, graphics, audio, animation, and what? Video to effectively communicate ideas to what? Users. The focus is what? Users. So at the end of the day, you realize that when you post an IG video, so when I say IG, I hope you all understand it means what? IG means
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. Yeah, it's good. We are all. It means we are all the social media guys. Yeah. So IG basically refers to Instagram. Okay. So so you realize that when you post a video on Instagram or IG, what's the goal? What do you intend to achieve? Why do you put a video out there? Yes.
For likes, views, and comments.
Exactly. And then yes, and who are the people who are going to initiate those likes, views, and comments?
Or followers or the ones who view.
Yeah, exactly. So your users or your viewers. Okay. So at the end of the day, the goal of every multimedia item that you've produced is to what? Reach out to what? Some viewers or users. Because you realize that when you post and people don't follow, people don't like, people don't share, what at the end of the day you have achieved nothing. Okay. So when you produce a video and you put it on your local device, does it go viral? Can you go viral? No. It means it is only what? Open to you to watch. Okay. But when you put it on the internet, you want to reach what? A whole large number of users out there. Okay. So that is the purpose. So at the end of the day, uh, at the end of the day, the goal of multimedia is to combine two or more of the elements of multimedia. And then what do? You try to communicate some ideas. So you realize that when you produce a short video, what is the basis of the video? You are communicating an idea. So at the end of the day, then you deliver it through what? A medium, either delivered by a computer or any other what? Electronic device. Okay. So the gadget you use to deliver is what? It's a computer. Through what? A medium. So you should understand that multimedia can be any. The word there is what? Any. Okay. Any combination. So it means we can what? Combine text, audio, we can combine video, audio, we can combine animation, audio, or sound. So when I say sound, interchangeably is what? Audio. So when we go, we'll try to understand the difference between audio and sound as well. Okay. So you know that you can combine any element to effectively communicate an idea to who? Users, delivered by a computer or any electronic what? Device. So you realize that because we are in a digital world, what makes multimedia is because we are what? Initiating some form of what? Electronic gadgets. Okay. Then the electronic gadget we spoke about last week was basically we spoke about digital camera. I mean, those are the most easiest and the basic. And today realize that people even use their mobile phones to shoot a whole clip. People use their phones to shoot. And most of the videos out there, or this most of the multimedia elements or materials out there today that we see online, most or more than 40% of them are shot using what? Our mobile phones, because today mobile phones are very intelligent, smart, and come with what? Very, very, very good what? Camera specification that enable people to even shoot some elements of multimedia using what? These gadgets. Okay, please, I hope it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Is it
Very
clear?
clear, sir.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. All right, thank you very much. That's very, very good, very good, very good. Yeah, so we'll proceed. We'll look at the various elements as you already know. So when I say text, I mean, who can tell me about text? I think these are things we interact with every day, right? So text, briefly. Hey, text. Master Robert, tell me about text. Text. Yes, who can briefly tell me about text?
So text is
Text involves
joining
the
alphabet.
numbers and the letters.
Yeah, please, I didn't get that clear. Yes, I saw a hands up. Saw a hands up. Yes, please, you can speak.
Yeah, sir, please. I think texts are words that you bring them together to form a meaningful sentence.
All right, that's very true. That's very true, Robert. That's very true. Anybody with any other idea?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, let me have you. Yeah.
So please, there are
Sir.
words of characters or symbols that used to communicate information in multimedia.
All right, sure. Exactly. And today you can attest that text is one of the most basic elements of what? Multimedia, or most basic form of communication. And today people even enjoy texting than what? Even what? Phone calls or audio calls. Yeah. So you realize that day in, day out, the number of interactions we have using text is more than any of the elements of what? Multimedia. So text conveys information clearly through what? Words, menus, and navigation buttons. So more often than not, we always perceive text to just be what? Words, okay? But menus and navigation buttons are also form of what? Text, okay? So you realize that when you're on the road and then you see a navigation pointing to the left, you know it was what? You are supposed to what? Turn to the left. So those are symbols. So text contains both words and symbols, okay? Please, does it make sense? So we move to graphics and illustrations. So graphics like diagrams and illustrations help to visualize concept and enhance what? Understanding. So when we say graphics, illustrations, they refers to what? Images or diagrams. Okay. And today, the one way that we communicate a lot is also what? Image, okay, or graphics. Okay, we communicate through images, and they help to visualize concept and understanding. You realize that when you write something through text, sometimes when it's ambiguous, the best way to communicate exactly what you mean is by what? Using what? An image. So you realize that when you're driving and then you get to a stop where you see a man holding a shovel, logically, what does it tell you? You see a signpost of a man with a shovel and it's like a heap of sand.
There is work
Yes.
going on.
It
There's
means there's work
construction
going on.
ahead.
Yes, so yes, exactly. So you see that it has already communicated an idea to you. So sometimes they may not write men at work. Okay, men, is it stop men at work? I think there has always been a controversy within that English. Stop men at work. I think a couple of people argue that they are trying to say stop to the men that are working. And then a couple of us also argue that stop, people are working, right? I don't know where you belong to, but I realize that the English sometimes it's kind of ambiguous because people say they are referring to the men working that they should stop. I don't know whether you've also heard of those arguments. Okay. So you realize that that image has communicated an idea to you. You see, someone just said in the class that it means there's a construction site ahead. Someone also said that well, people are working ahead. You know, everybody and there. But at the end of the day, we can all put those concepts together and we all have what? A liking understanding, a relational understanding. So once you see that there is some form of a communication that has been done to you, and that illustration is what? An element of multimedia. So even without a combination of text, it has communicated some idea to you somehow that there is a construction going on because you have actually interacted with such means of communication over and over and over again. Okay, so normally when you are driving and you see P and a signpost and it's looking green. What does it tell you? What is it communicating to you?
Yeah, you do what?
A P,
So,
the letter P.
hanging on the back
Park.
of like the car. It's a new
No,
driver.
Park.
Yeah, yes,
Park.
park. Exactly, yes. So
To
it means
park.
you can. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you park. All right. The same way when you see a bus on any of the signposts, a bus, literally
Bus
on
stop.
a bus stop, exactly. So you
Bus
realize
stop.
that they are forms of multimedia, exactly. And then they have communicated what? Some idea to you. So we talk about audio. Yes, who can tell me about audio? Audio. Audio. Yes, audio. Yes, Benis. Yeah, Benis.
Audio is a sound used in like multimedia, such as music or sound effects.
Okay. That's very true. That's very, very true. So what are we doing right now, Benis? What are we doing?
We are having a we are using audio for our class, for instance.
Exactly. All right, exactly. So let's help each ourselves identify the element of multimedia we are using. So realize that online lectures, we communicate through what? What do we communicate through for online lectures?
Graphics and audio.
We are what?
Graphics and audio.
Exactly. And some online lectures may also contain videos, right? So let's identify all the elements that we are using here right now. Yes, let's identify. Let's go. Number one is what? Text. Very good. You see, the
Text,
most basic is text. Yes. Number two.
Wait,
graphics,
Number two is
Graphics
what?
and illustration.
Graphics. Yes. So you can see some images
graphics,
on my screen, right? Illustration. Yes. And then the third one is
Audio.
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 audio, or
Yes.
sound.
So now let's equal to
Please, can we add visual?
what can we add?
Please, can we add visual?
Visuals. Yes, visuals are like graphics and illustrations. Okay, so yeah, very good. That's very good. So it's just another word for either graphics or illustrations. Okay, so that's fine. So visual. So you realize that graphics, they say, are like diagrams and illustrations that help to visualize concepts. So when you see the diagram here, you have visualized the concept. That's why I asked you that when you are driving and you see a man with a shovel and then a heap of sand, you have visualized what a concept, which means construction ahead or men at what work. Okay, so you realize that this has actually defined what multimedia is. Are we not using some medium of communication? Some medium? Which medium are we using?
Zoom.
Yes, over the internet. So Zoom is being driven by what? The internet. So you realize that it has explained what multimedia is. So multimedia is what? A combination of any combination of what? Any of elements of the multimedia. So we have combined text, audio, and what? Graphics. Okay, to be able to effectively communicate ideas. So I'm communicating ideas to you, who are my what? Audience or my users, and I'm delivering it through a computer over which medium? The internet. Using what? A software called what? Zoom. Please, does it clarify what multimedia is?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yes. Any confusion so far? Any question? Any confusion we need to tackle? Okay. All right. So as we rightly explained what audio is. So audio includes speech, sound effect that add an auditory dimension to content. Auditory. So you realize that when people are playing football on the field and we are watching on the TV, what element of multimedia really makes it more interesting? Aside the visuals we watch, what element of multimedia makes it more interesting?
Audio.
Yeah, the audio. And then it's not, I think they are called commentators. Am I right?
comment.
Yeah. Yes. So when they run the commentary, I think the commentary part even makes it more interesting because it makes your heart pop up, your pulses rise. Yeah. And so how is the feeling like when you're watching a football and then your sound is not coming?
It's slow and boring.
Yeah, it becomes boring. Good. Then when you are actually listening to the commentary on a radio and then you can't watch the visuals, how does that one also feel like? It puts you
Now I use imagination to back.
You use imagination to do what?
Suspects.
I can't really get you. Is that you use imagination to do what?
Use imagination to back that one.
To back the comment. So you realize that it feels as though it's not complete, right? It really feels as though it's not complete here because there is no combination of what? Any of elements of what? Multimedia. So it becomes complete when you're able to watch the visuals and then you listen to what? The commentary. And then it makes it very interesting to listen to. So then we talk about the last video and animations, yes. So we can briefly tell me about video and who can also tell me about animation. I think last week we kind of touched on it. Yes, video and animation. Video and animation. Solo? Solo, can you tell me about video? Yes, Solo, tell me about video. Tell me about video. I saw your picture then, you're looking so handsome. So tell me about video.
Video has to do with something that makes you view what is going on. Like we were talking about football. So the
Yeah.
video, the camera will let you know what is going on the field of play.
Yeah. Very good. Thanks so much, Solo. Yes, I see Daniela. Yeah, Daniela. Yes. What do you have for us, Daniela?
Say a video. A video is a recording of moving pictures.
Okay.
With sounds, yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Very true. So good one from Solo and then Daniela. Yes. Who else has any other idea again?
Can I try?
Yes.
So, is the virtual images that shows real lifetime scene or recorded characters or actions such as like advertisements or tutorials.
Yes. So as you've all rightly said, yes, so moving pictures, moving images for story what telling. Yeah, so it's real life, like real life. Yeah, acting. Okay, so moving images for storytelling. So realize that every video we watch, what is it? It's a story, right? It's a story. So you realize that it is acted in frames. So we have the story begins, then it continues, then it ends. So you put all the pieces together, then we make what? A meaning. Okay, so every movie that you watch, you realize that it's a story that is being told. It's just like those days when we sit down by the lantern and our grannies tell us stories to go to bed. So when we put those stories together and we act on it, using what? Moving pictures, then it becomes what? A video. Okay. So when we talk about animation, who can tell me about animation? I think there's just a slight difference between videos and
Yes.
animation. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so tell me about animations. Animation.
Sir, is an image is created from drawings.
Okay. All right. That's a good one. Yes. I see another hands up. Whose hands is up again? I think there were two hands up. Okay. Yes. Elvis. Yes. Elvis.
Okay. Answer please. Animation is moving images over time.
Okay. All right. Yes. That's true. Moving images over some period of time. Yes. Theophilus, what do you have for me?
All right, so it's kind of the same, but so animations are images, emotions.
Okay. Yes. So over a period of what time? All right. So
Yes.
you realize that you can even create an animation yourself now. You'd actually you try to walk. Someone will take you a photo. So we call it still images, right? That's a photo that doesn't move, right? It's a still image. So when you take a photo of your left foot moving, then we take a photo of the right foot. We take a photo of your left arm moving. We take a photo of your right arm moving. So when you realize, yeah, that's four different photos, right? So when we play it over a sequence that is time, you realize that it will look as though you are walking, despite they were still images that we took differently, right? So that is what we've rightly described. So when we put still images together and play it over a sequence of time, it looks as though what you are moving, and it is what animation. Yes, who's answer?
Yeah, hello, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I'm with you.
Can I also say that animations are images or characters in motion?
Yes, exactly. Yes, images or characters in motion. So it still have to do with images in motion. Motion means it's moving over a period of time. Okay, so exactly, which one? So that's a good one. Yeah. I see a comment. A comment that said it's not just about. I couldn't read it. Yes, I see a comment that it's not just about images, and then it's about. Yes, who's in the comment section? It's very nice. Okay, so it's not just about images. We could likewise animate text and other visuals. Yeah. So that's true. So animations also could be a combination of elements of multimedia. Okay. All right. Animations is a combination. You can also animate two different elements of multimedia or more than two different elements of multimedia. Okay. So while animation creates motion through image sequences, okay, image sequences. So we could add text to that image sequence. We could add sound to that image sequence. So you realize that the cartoon we watch, are they animations or they are videos?
Animations.
Yeah, they are animations.
Vision.
Yes. Thank you very much. I mean, that's a good one. So we'll proceed. I mean, so we've spoken about all the elements of multimedia in which you have all clearly defined and what they are, and that is a very good one, and I'm grateful. So we'll talk about some classification of media types. Okay, so we have captured media versus synthesized media. Then we have continuous versus what? Discrete. So we'll talk about them. Okay. So classification of media types, we'll talk about them. So when I say captured media, what comes into mind? What comes in mind?
Photographs or pictures.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So from the English word captured, it means what? It was taken from what? Real life. Is that not it? So captured media originates from the real world. So just as you've all told me, photographs. Today, when I take a photo of Solomon or Bernice or David, I've captured it from real world. Now, is it only photographs that can be captured from real world? So let's look at the elements of multimedia that can be captured from real world. Yes.
Videos.
Please, I don't get you.
So the elements of multimedia can be captured from your word, and I'm saying videos.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Yes, videos can be captured from real world. Thank you very much. Yes, what else? What else? What else? What else?
Pictures.
Pictures.
Yes, pictures. Yes.
Voice
Which
recording.
And graphics and illustration.
graphics and illustration can it be captured from real world? Okay, so yes. So please mute yourself. I think there's someone on the phone call. Please, yes, please mute yourself. Yeah.
Voice
So
recording.
very good. Voice recording. So voice recording is under which element of multimedia?
Audio.
Audio. Yes. Yes. So when we say captured, just think of don't think too far. Think of the English word capture. So we are taking it from the real world. So elements, photographs. Those are images, right? We capture it from the real world. Today, when you go for someone's wedding, you're taking photographs. Birthday parties, you're taking campus. When we come, we take photographs. We are capturing it from the real world. Number two, recorded audio. So whatever meeting we are having now, the lecture we are having is being recorded, right? So it's captured from the real world. We are talking, it's happening live, and then it is being captured. So that's an audio. Okay. Then we have what? Videos. Videos, as my brother have also explained, we capture them from what? Real world. Okay. So then we'll come to synthesized media. So when you say synthesized, from the word synthetic, who can give me the elements of multimedia that can be synthesized?
Cartoons.
Yes, cartoons fall under
Animation.
good. All right.
Animation, yeah.
Very good. Yes. Which other elements of multimedia can be synthesized or are synthesized?
Graphics and illustration.
Graphics and yes, graphics and illustrations. Yeah. Yeah. So you realize that animations, text. I think we all forgot about text. So why do we say text are synthesized?
Because they are generated on a computer, like
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
An electronic gadget. Okay. So when you are talking, when we are talking, do we see the English words like A, V coming out of your mouth? No. But when you are texting, yes, you communicate your ideas. So you actually talk in your mind. Normally, when you are texting, right, especially people who are nerds, or when a lot of us as humans, when we are angry and we are texting, what do we notice? What do we notice about ourselves?
Maybe the tone also sounds.
Yeah, so you try to text the way you talk. right? So the way you are talking. So sometimes when you are pissed or you're angry and you're trying to text, you realize that you end up saying what you are texting. When you're too angry and you're texting, right? You end up talking. So whilst you are texting, you are talking what you are texting. So
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, it's
yes.
true.
Yeah, you are talking what you are texting. That is how angry you are. So you try to put
How
your
angry you
emotions.
are.
Yeah, you try to put your emotions into what you
Yeah,
are
text.
typing. Yeah,
Yes.
what you are typing. Yes, yes. So that is basically what happens. So you realize that texts are synthesized, but they are from what? Audio or sounds generated from humans. So it is that sound or that sound that is coming from your mind. That is what you are trying to put virtually on what? A gadget, either through a virtual keyboard or a physical keyboard. Okay, so somehow we use, or you can use what? Text to speech, right? Speech to text, right? Speech to text, right? So you speak and then what? The electronic gadget converts it into what? Text. At the end of the day, the speech is coming from what? Captured media. So as you are talking, the gadget is receiving your captured media, which is the sound or the audio, the sound you are producing, and then it converts it in what? A synthesized media, which is what? Text. And then you notice that when you type in capital letters throughout, what does it mean? When I
It
text
means
somebody in capital
it
letters,
means you are shouting.
If you're
yes,
shouting,
yes, you are shouting. Very true. So that is what it means. So anytime you want to yell at, so shouting or yelling. So yelling is just another synonymous word for shouting. So anytime you text, so that's why it's not good to text someone in block letters or capital letters through. It means what it means is that you are shouting at the person. Okay. So that is a very good one. I like the way we are participating in the class and we being relational about the things we are talking about. So then we have continuous versus discrete. So when we say a continuous media, what comes into your mind? Continuous. What comes into mind? Continuous, continuity.
Can I try, sir?
Yes, give it a try, my brother.
Can we say like video broadcasting, like is it continuous
Okay.
media?
Yes, it's continuous. It's continuous. Yeah. So very true, as my brother has said. So broadcasted media, which is video. So continuous media are time-based elements like audio and video. So normally, when I'm watching a broadcast news, what one is not time-based.
It is the duration.
Have you seen any? Yes. Have you seen any? Yes. Have you seen any broadcast that never ends?
no.
So yes, it's continuous media. Yeah, there are those type of media that are time based. So we realize that when we say 6 o'clock news, 6 o'clock the news starts. Broadcasting starts at 6. Broadcasting ends at what? 7. So that is continuous media. They are time based elements. So it happens over a period of time. Audio, when you are playing an audio, does the audio play forever? No matter how long an audio is, that it doesn't have an end.
Let's look.
Yeah, so those are considered. Yes. So then we have the discrete media. They are static. Tests. So when we say continuous, they are ones that are bound by time. Okay, time based. The elements of multimedia that are time based. So when you go to the cinema to watch a movie, it's time based. Even if the movie is 3 hours, when it starts at 6 and it's 3 hours, at the end of the day, when it's 9 o'clock, the movie ends. Can the movie keep generating and keep continuing? No. It's time based and it ends there. So discrete medias are like static text and what images. They are not time based. So you can keep them static forever. You can keep them static forever and they'll be there forever because they are not bounded by what? Time. Image. So you realize that when they take a photo of someone and then they print it and they put it on a billboard, it's not there until probably it gets destroyed. Yeah, so it's there. But assuming we do an advertisement, a video advertisement, we play it unless you play it in a loop. But even that one, you usually end it. Playing it in a loop means it will start and still end and start and end. So it's time based. It starts ends. and then it starts again and ends. So even if you play it in a loop, it still has a beginning and an end. Please, does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. Yes. Yes. So we look at, so first we looked at the classification of media types. Then we'll look at the types of multimedia. Okay. So we'll look at the linear versus non-linear. So first we look at how the elements are classified. And we say we have captured versus synthesized. Captured means from real world. Synthesized means generated by a computer. Continuous versus discrete. Continuous is time-based. Discrete is what? Non-time-based. Now we come up to the types. We have the linear and then the non-linear. Okay, so the linear multimedia delivers content in a fixed sequence without user interaction, like a movie or a TV broadcast. So the linear multimedia, they say it delivers content in a fixed sequence without user interaction. Exactly, when you go to the cinema and you're watching a movie, are you able to interact with the movie? Are you able to see a part? So even
Not
if there's a part of the movie that you feel could have been, yes, you feel could have been acted better. Yes, it's true. No, yeah. If there's a part of the movie you feel could have been acted better, can you make any corrections to it
no,
instantly?
sir.
Can you make any correction? No. Yeah,
Oh,
you
sir.
can only
No.
yell, you can only say it in your mind or say it, yeah, say it
And
to the
the
person
light too
sitting by
can go
you.
off.
Yeah, is that not it?
The light too can go off.
There was,
The
yeah,
light
the
can
light.
go off, sir.
Hey, voice. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so linear multimedia delivers content in a phase sequence without using interaction, like without user. So you can't change anything about when you're watching the news on a TV. Can you change how the broadcast is going? No, you can't. You can't make a change to it. Yeah. So when you go to the cinema, you sit down for the next 3 hours. However, the movie is, that is how the content flows. You can't distort the content. Okay, so unless if the light goes off, yes, it goes off for the reason why the light goes off. Okay, yeah. Then we have non-linear multimedia. This one, it enables users to interact with it and navigate, such as websites and then learning platforms. So when you are learning on your LMS, okay, and you are deciding to access a material, you are reading. Can't you decide to go back? Can't you decide? You can decide to navigate backwards. You can decide to go forward. But assuming I'm streaming this lecture for you. I'm streaming for you, and then you have joined.
Charlie, is everything okay with my network?
I nearly even said that, sir, because I'm even confused.
Some
Your
network.
network.
I would have found the Jimmy today.
By now, they use Vodafone internet.
You will get
Charlie,
proof.
we go there, they use.
You will get proof.
Hello. Yeah, hello. Please, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes,
Can
sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Now you're
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
audible.
sorry
audible.
for the
You're
brief
audible.
We
interaction.
can
Sorry.
hear you.
So, okay, all right. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Sure. Thank you very much. So non-linear, we said what? Enables user interaction and navigation. So when you're on the website, you can decide to go to home page. You bounce back to about page. You have control over that type of multimedia. But when I'm broadcasting a lecture, you don't have control. Okay, you don't have control over the broadcast. Okay. So those are like movies. When you're watching a movie in a cinema, you don't have control over the movie you're watching. You can't change the form in which the media is. You can't change it. But when you are navigating on a website, you can decide. When you are navigating on an e-learning platform, when you are in this topic, you can decide to move to the next topic. You can decide to scroll at your own pace. Okay, but as we are having this lecture, do you have control over the lecture? No, because we are bounded by what? A time. So we need to what? Continues in that what duration until the time that is ending is what? By 12:30, we need to end the lecture. So that is you realize that what? It is what? Controlled. Okay. So in those type of multimedia, you the user, you don't have control over the element of what? The multimedia. Then we have the advantages and challenges. So realize
Yes, sir.
that interactive multimedia enables user-driven learning, okay, but may overwhelm users with content complexity. Interactive means that what? We are talking about the non-linear. It enables you to have the user-driven learning. That's why you realize that when you take online books, okay, books that are online, what do you notice? Despite you have control over interacting with the text, okay, or the book, what do you notice? Normally it's overwhelming because everything must be packed in what that content. That's why it is more difficult to sit by a voluminous book to read. But if that voluminous text, okay, has been converted into video, which one would you like to interact with the most?
The
Video.
video.
The video, yes. Yes. Despite the video, you don't have control over the video. But then because the video is bounded by fixed time, everything will be made what interactive. But the book is interactive. Okay. The book, you the user has control over the book. So you realize that everything has been what packed, is made complex. The content becomes so complex and voluminous because there is nobody there explaining to you. So everything must be made in what a textful explanation for you to be able to read and what understand. That is why you realize that we are able to relate more with what visuals than relating with what text. Today, if I should put all our lecture in a book for you, I know a lot of you will never even open page one of that book. But if I should translate it in a video, you realize that you'll be more convenient watching that video or listening to that audio than for it to be in a book. That's why I realize that when the lecture is recorded, what do you do? At your convenience, even if you're not able to join class, you are able to play and listen. Despite it's over what? A period of time, you're able to play and listen to it, and then what? You have a clearer understanding than for me to have written it what? In a book. Please, does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
All right, sure.
Hello,
So
sir.
we'll
Hello,
talk
sir.
about yes, I'm
Hello,
with
sir.
you.
Looks
Yes,
like
my brother,
a
I'm with
few
you.
people have questions to ask.
Oh, sure.
Hello, sir.
Yes, my brother, I'm with you. You can ask your
Okay.
question, please.
That is with the linear and then non-linear. You
Yes,
made
my brother.
mention that with the non-linear multimedia, users enables user interaction and navigation. But
Yes.
let's say somebody is streaming, right?
Somebody is what?
The streaming. Let's say you are
Yes.
streaming on stage or TikTok or something. Yes.
Yeah.
The person listening to you does not have cannot go back or I don't know if you get what I'm trying to.
I don't know. Your voice is kind of not too clear. I don't know that I'm the only one facing the challenge.
Yeah, his
Hello,
voice
sir,
is.
can you hear me?
Yes, your voice is down. It's really not too clear. So I'm finding it difficult to get you what exactly you're asking.
Okay, hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Okay, now it's better. Now it's better.
Right. So I was saying,
Yes,
with
brother.
you were saying that with non-linear multimedia, it
Yes.
enables user interaction and navigation.
Mm-hmm.
But then with linear multimedia, users do not have the ability to interact or navigate with the content or something like that.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Okay. So I'm saying that if somebody is streaming on Twitch, let's say the person is streaming on Twitch,
Yeah.
and another person is listening, that the person listening cannot navigate through, like the person cannot go back to the stream. But if it is a movie, you can actually go back, you can fast forward the movie. Or I'm getting everything wrong.
You can't change the content.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
So
But do you
let
change
me
the
explain, sir.
content? Are you able to
It's
change
just,
the content? Yeah.
Okay,
sir,
you
it's the
can't
same as the
change.
website. You can't also change the website, the content of the website too.
Okay. So when we are talking about non-linear, okay, so get an understanding from this sense. When you're
Okay.
watching a movie, yes, it is true that you can fast forward. It is true that you can what? Go back. But when I'm streaming and then you decide to navigate backwards, do you follow my real world content? Do you follow as I'm on the go? Am I not ahead of you?
Yes.
That's true. Then we have non-linear. You are able to what? Navigate your website. When you are navigating your website, you are not making changes to the content. But at the end of the day, don't you have the whole duration to which you can interact with the website and the platform?
Sir, please, I think with the movie too, you can actually pause and come back at your own convenient time.
Yes, you can actually pause and come back at your own convenient time. That is very true that you can pause and then come back at your own convenient time. But when you are streaming, okay, when you are streaming, do you have the chance to pause and then come back at your convenient time, like a TV broadcast?
No.
Okay.
No.
So when I'm talking about movie, I'm not talking about like pre-recorded movies. Okay, maybe that's where the the confusion is coming from.
Okay.
I'm talking about movies that are being streamed real life
Like live.
or
Okay.
a live movie, okay, or TV broadcast. I hope the explanation is clear.
Yes, sir. I get to know.
Sir, okay, sir,
Yes.
I want to make this scenario. Is that right now you are streaming to us live. You are talking to us, we are interacting with you. And if you move fast forward, or if we see a mistake or an error in your slides, we're able to tell you that go back or do this or do that. Where does this classification fall in?
Okay. Please, can anyone answer that question?
Yes, sir. My hand is up.
Okay. I think I'm not able to see hands that are up. Okay, yes.
Okay, sir.
So
this is
it
Emmanuel
falls
Baja.
under non-linear.
Okay, so I think the confusion here is with the word interaction. Okay, so the linear multimedia doesn't allow user interaction, as in real world interaction. So, for example, like a movie or a TV broadcast, we can say that it's like a sort of a one-way communication. It is only from the other end to you, the user. So even if it's a movie, even though you can pause the movie and come back later, you are not interacting with the movie. You are just watching it. The same goes for a TV broadcast. If they've scheduled the time that, okay, we are going to stream the news at 4, you can only watch the news. You can't really make any input as to the contents of the news. But then when it comes to non-linear multimedia, we can interact. So the example that our colleague was giving, even though, let's say, someone is streaming, when someone is streaming, you cannot, even though you cannot influence what the person has decided to stream, there's an option for you to comment or like or experience or dislike. You can even report the content. So over there, is you interacting with the multimedia. So someone can be, let's say, for example, even as you are teaching us right now, it is interactive, because as someone suggested, when there's maybe an error on your slide or we are not seeing the slide, we can give you that feedback that, oh, say we can't see, and then you correct it. So I think that's the difference between the linear and non-linear.
Okay. So the correction, is it done by you, the user, the user that is at the end, or it is done by the owner?
Okay, so you, the user at the end, you don't do the correction, but it's like you can influence the correction. You can suggest for it to be corrected.
Yes, but just as the case that you gave in the movie, when they are acting a movie, there is an error. Are you able to tell them that change the content? No.
No, sir. You can't. That is why it is a linear multimedia.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's fixed. It's a fixed sequence. So whether they did the right thing or not, they are done and they present it to you. So it's up to you if you watch or you not watch.
So I hope the explanation is clearer.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, sir. So does it mean
let's have one at a time. Yeah.
So does it mean that pre-recorded pre-recorded sound, either video or audio, it's not linear or it's linear? So my question is, pre-recorded videos or audio, is it linear or non-linear?
Okay. Pre-recorded movies and videos are also linear. At the end of the day, you are only subject to what? Watching. Okay. The interaction that our brother explained, interaction. Where your confusion is coming from is interaction. Interaction is your ability to make a change to the content. Does it make sense? Make a change to the content. And then the argument is that for non-linear too, we are not able to make a change to the content. But the change to the content here for non-linear is that when you are learning on e-learning platforms, okay, you have an opportunity to navigate. Then our brother explained to us that when we talk about interaction means that with platforms you are interacting, you can have your views and then your prerequisite was comments. But for movies, okay, interaction means that you are only subject to watching what is fixed, the content that is produced for you. So when we have a movie that is pre-recorded and an audio that is pre-recorded, i.e., it is pre-recorded, you can move backwards and then move forward, but you can't change the content of that movie.
Per se,
yeah.
You can't change. You can't. I think you can change it by using editing. In case of, but it's not to whom, like, it's not to whom. How do I say it? It's not to the one who created it, but somebody else can see somewhere and then edit the movie all over it. What about?
Okay, so a movie that was acted in real world and then it was recorded. Okay. When we want to edit it, how do we edit that content?
We have editing tools. You can re-edit the movie, maybe fix some things inside something because.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. At the time that you are watching the movie, can you make an editing to the movie?
No.
Okay. I hope it's clear. At the time that you are watching a TV broadcast, can you make an editing to the TV broadcast?
No.
Okay. But when the TV broadcast is done, okay, and then they realize that there is a vulgar word in that broadcast, like somebody used the word fuck. Normally, when they pre-record this show, what's the name? Most of the shows on YouTube, and then they use the word fuck. When they are done uploading, what do you notice? When that word is being said, they play a sound, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So when we are talking about linear multimedia, we are talking about contents that are delivered within a fixed time. Like TV broadcast, like a movie. When you're watching a movie, it is within a fixed time. It is within assuming you are watching a movie in a cinema. But movies, that's why you can go back to edit it, to make a change to the content. Do you go back to react it to make a change?
No.
Yes, you can't go back to re-act the movie, but we can use CGI, computer-generated what imagery, to make a change to the movie. But you're not making a change to the real life capturing that has been done. Please, I hope it makes sense.
Yes.
So the word interaction is your ability
Sir.
to make a change. Yes.
I wanted to ask, will video gaming be a non-linear multimedia?
Video gaming.
Yes.
It's I think a non, because that one you get a chance to navigate through and other stuffs.
Okay. So yes, video gaming allows you to navigate, and you realize that video gaming, you the user, are having what? Some form of control over the game you are playing. Is that not it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Please, can we proceed? Or we still have some form of...
Proceed.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Let's proceed.
All right, sure.
Hello,
So we look at the characteristics of multimedia systems. Okay, one, they must be computer controlled. Okay, so every multimedia system is what? Interactive through some form of what? Electronic gadgets. Okay, so you must be able to manipulate content through what? A computer control to enhance what? Engagement. Today, when you're watching a video, you're watching it on your phone. When you're listening to an audio, what? Listening to the audio, what? On your phone or what? Your computer. So you're able to navigate and interact through what? Some form of what? Electronic what? Gadget or electronic what? Device. That's a characteristics of what? Of multimedia what? Systems. They are what? Integrated. They are integrated. So anytime we see a multimedia, it is always at least you see we've combined one continuous and what? One discrete for information presentation and sharing. So anytime you see a multimedia content, one characteristics you see is that it is what? Integrated. It is integrated. At least two or what? More. At least two or what? More. And we said what? Surely when we see a multimedia content, we see one continuous and one discrete. And we say continuous is what? Examples of continuous what? Media. Examples of continuous media, yes.
Audio and video.
Yes, audio and video. So you see that most of the time, most of the multimedia contents that we have is what? Audio and video. Okay, that is the most common multimedia contents that's what we have or we see. Okay, then we have information must be represented what? Digitally. Today, every multimedia element is digitally what? Represented. We present it and what? We even store it what? Digitally. We transmit it digitally and we manipulate it digitally. So when you record a movie and you want to edit it, what do? You edit it using what? Digital gadgets. You edit it using softwares. When you are transmitting an audio or a video, any of the elements of multimedia, picture, you transmit it what? Digitally. Storage. Today, our storage are what? Digitally controlled, i.e. cloud storage, digitally controlled. Okay, even the storage on your phone is what? Digital. The interface to the user may permit interactivity. The user is able to navigate. Today on your screens, you are able to what? Shift and what? Forward, reverse, pause and what? Play. It gives you an immersive what? Experience. Okay, you are able to use the VR glass to be able to what? Watch a video. It makes you feel as though you are part of the video or the what? Interaction that is what? Going on. So you realize that these characteristics often define what? Multimedia. So any multimedia element you have seen is computer controlled. The content is manipulated through a computer. Number two, it is integrated. At least two elements form together to what? Make that multimedia possible, either a continuous or a discrete. You usually find one or of each of them as part of what? Your multimedia what? Element. Okay. Then we have the information must be represented digitally. Information must be represented. When you are dancing and then it is not recorded, you are dancing on the street and then there is no form of digital recording done to it, can we say it is a multimedia? Yeah. Then the interface to the user may permit interactivity. Most interfaces through which we watch our multimedia content are what? Allowing us to what? Interact with it, i.e. to create, to communicate, to navigate, and to have what? Immersive what? Experiences. So look at some multimedia delivery methods. There's some multimedia delivery methods. Yes, help me with multimedia delivery methods. Multimedia delivery methods.
Broadcast.
Okay, yes, broadcast, yes. Who else has any other? Okay.
Streaming.
Streaming. Yeah.
Online streaming.
Yeah.
Physical media.
Yes, so yeah, physical media, yes. So physical media, yes. Who can mention any of the physical medias for me?
CDs.
USB.
Yeah, CDs. Yeah, CDs. So despite it's a physical media, how are you able to get the content being played?
Using a computer, an electrical gadget or
yes, yeah, an electronic what device. So I know somebody will also argue that it's a CD, it is physically stored. But the question is that the content on the CD, do you see it physically?
No, it's digital.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to avoid the argument ahead. Anyway, all right. So physical media storage, CD-ROMs, DVDs, Blu-ray. Do you remember those days we used to have DVDs and Blu-ray? Who can tell me like the difference between the Blu-ray discs and then the DVD?
Sizes.
I think the story, the amount of this and that was able to store.
Okay, all right.
And then the quality of the multimedia content too.
Okay, all right. Yes, a Blu-ray actually has more storage than the normal DVDs, and DVDs also have more storage than most of the CD-ROMs, right? So I hope you know the full meanings of these words.
Yes, sir.
So CD means what?
Compact disc.
Yes, DVD.
Compact. Disc.
Yeah. So you remember those days when we used to watch movies like most of the time, I think seasonal movies are always bent on DVDs,
yes,
right?
Sir. Yes.
And I hope you understand the meaning of burning. I think a lot of you did burning. I think people even made money from it. And I know some of you make a lot of money. Narrow burner, exactly. A shampoo. How many of you use a shampoo burning studio?
Yes.
A shampoo burning studio. Yeah. We are growing, though. We are growing.
Yeah, things are changing.
Things are changing. The Gen Zs don't know what we are talking about. The Gen Zs, they don't know what we're talking about. So when you sit down and you see how technology is evolving and you laugh, because just some few years ago, the things we were doing today, when you are doing them, no, everybody is like, but this guy, are you serious? like who today go for CD and say I'm going to do burning? Nobody. Like, but those days, that was the heart. In fact, if you are somebody who can burn, know how to do burning, it's just like you are a guru. You are a computer nerd. Everybody sees you as Charlie. This guy there, he's crazy. He's serious IT. But today, I mean, nobody even minds you. Yeah. Yes. And we even used to burn. Yeah, we used to burn softwares. You burn a software for a colleague. You go and install. Yeah, then those days,
Windows.
the product key. You'll be doing, guy. Before they will give the person before you give the person the product key, Charlie, it's going to be wahala. And then yes.
We've been with a CD, we have the writable and a rewritable.
Yes. So can you explain the difference for the class? I mean, a lot of you know, right? So the rewritable means what?
You can
you can bend, you can wipe. Yes, you can wipe, you can bend, you can clean a whole content and reburn a different content. You like yes. Then we have the rewritable and the non-rewritable. So the other one, the non-rewritable, which is read only, you can only bend once. Then that's it. That's true. So we use the Nero, we use the shampoo. I think they were the most popular ones. They were the most popular ones those
A
times.
shampoo
And
at the heart.
yes. Then you bend softwares, and I think those days and then you realize that the Gal boys that they made a lot of money because those days they sell these CDs
Yes.
and people download
Pirated
one
movies.
pirated exactly. Then remember we use Pirate Bay a lot. I think I'll have a lot of culprits in this class. You download one movie, you go and burn it, burn it, and then make a lot of money. And I know people who have made money from that to even put up like mansions, like buildings, just from this pirated movies thing. It was a whole business in Ghana. Yeah, I think was it
Okay.
Ghana or it was across Africa, if I may say. Yeah, it was
And even
across.
Ghana
the
especially.
Kumawood was running a campaign against it.
Yes, then that's true. But today we have evolved. We have really evolved. We have really evolved. And those days the boys use it to get a few girls, because the blue music, those they'll tell you what, how do you call it?
R&B.
R&B, yeah. And then cools, right? I know Solo and Yima, they championed that. They championed that. So then we have the online online multimedia delivery. David also just tested me that he was one of those people who, yeah, David, I've seen the test. Then we have the online multimedia delivery. Yeah, so the online one, basically internet, right? Today we have various. We have copper wire, we have fiber, fiber broadband and all those things, fiber optics, wireless network for diverse multimedia applications. Yeah, so these are the online-based delivery methods. And the medias are enable this transmission. You know about the copper, the Cat5 wires, the Cat5, Cat6. Then we came to fiber optics, then we have the wireless technology. Okay, wireless technology. So most of our phones we are using what? Wireless what? Communication. I hope you know we have wired versus wireless communication, right?
Yes, please.
Yes. So the wired is what? The wired is what? Normally, you see your offices, you put what? Cables, network cables, and all the lights. Some of you, your routers in the house, you connect your network cable, you connect it to your gadget or your device or your computer, and then you remember those days where wireless technology was not really evolving. What do? You go to cafe, right? So when you go to cafe and you buy time, what do you normally notice? Before we had the wireless technology or before it became widespread, when you buy time, they give you their network cable, you set it into what? Your Ethernet port, right? Then you have access to the internet. Then you do a lot of things, download on 2BD and then the rest, wiki, those things. So then we have application and accessibility. So delivery method choice depend on the content size, audience, and accessibility for educational and entertainment purposes. So today, when you have a multimedia content about 200 gig, would you really like to transmit it over the internet? Compared to putting it on a physical media for the other recipient to have access to it. Which one do you think will be more appropriate?
200. I think the internet will be more appropriate.
A video content over 200 gigabytes.
200 gigabyte. Oh, okay, then the
Yes.
physical
media.
media would be better.
Yeah. So you realize that your delivery method always depends on your content size, your audience, your content size first, your audience, the people who are going to receive it, and then accessibility for either entertainment or what, educational what, purpose. So more of the time, once capacity becomes huge, we may prefer what? We more often will prefer what? Physical media. Okay, if capacity is becoming so huge, we prefer physical media. And realize that even today, most of you work in banking institutions. How are your CCTV footages saved? How are your CCTV footages saved?
The
You save on the
DVR.
hard drives.
Yes, or tapes. I think most of the banks use tapes. Yeah, tapes. Yeah. Despite tapes is an old technology.
Now we are
Physical
going
media.
away from the tapes.
Oh, we are going away from tapes, eh? Oh,
So
okay,
they
that's
will
Yeah,
save it
so
on a drive.
it's stored on the drives, and then we have the secondary drives too. So in case you lost the main drives, it goes on the secondary as well. So we don't lose the whole footage.
Oh, okay. Oh, then I'm becoming an
Yeah.
archaic banker. I used to be a banker. I used to be a banker. So I used to work with Access Bank. I don't know who works at Access Bank here. Anyway, so I'm becoming an archaic banker. Oh, I see. So we are moving away from the tape technology. Eh? Okay. Oh,
Yes,
that's
yes.
fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So that those form of when you say videos there, is it safer compared to the internet?
Yes and no.
Yes, but it is.
Okay, let's argue it. Yes, because
Yes,
Yes,
because you have
because
control.
only authorized people can access the hard drive and then view whatever is on it. No,
okay.
because
Yeah.
it's a physical media, it is prone to theft. Yes.
Anyway, yeah, it's true. You have a point. You have a point. And that's why we employ physical security men. Guy, over here, yeah, you have a point. Yeah, to some extent, yeah, Charlie, it's true. Yes, who else has
And
any other
yes,
view?
yes, because it will be easy for you to access it anywhere
Easier to
that you are.
access it.
Yes.
Physical media.
No, on the
Okay.
internet.
Oh, okay, on the internet. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So you realize that today we are torn between using physical media for storage and then the internet because cloud is becoming expensive. First, you're already paying for the storage from whoever is your service provider. Okay. Who is giving you the infrastructure as a service. Yeah. We have different kinds of services with the cloud. We have software as a service, infrastructure as a service, network as a service. We have a lot. So it depends on the services you are purchasing. So whoever is giving you the infrastructure for you to save on, you have to pay for that one. Then do you know the hilarious one? You still have to pay for transmitting. So you realize that is why most of the time banks would have preferred to save their footages. And CCTV footages take a large size. I mean, a large size, especially when you are recording with
Yes, sir.
cameras with higher quality. And it also depends whether you are recording both video and audio. Those are also more. CCTV footage is also a multimedia. It's also a multimedia content. Are we aware?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So especially when you are using CCTV cameras with higher specs, what do you notice? The file size is always what? Bigger. And it's also
Bigger.
whether you are recording with what's the name? You are recording both audio and video or video only. It also influences the size. I think I saw a hands up. Was it David? I saw a hands up. Yes, please, you can speak.
Okay, thank you, sir. I want to about the CCTV, the pros and cons. I want
Yes.
to say that the reason why sometimes, as in when we're arguing it out, I think that the physical media is better because then the authenticity of the information is guaranteed.
Exactly.
Currently we have AIs manipulating videos and all, but when you have these old tapes for security purposes, you realize that those videos are authentic. They cannot be edited to suit one party or another because
Yes.
of AI instances. That's why.
Yeah. So I think one of our brothers also pinpoint made a comment towards that dimension. It's true. So aside the physical theft that he said as the negative aspect of it, I think exactly what you have said is true. So you realize that when you keep your footages on tapes, they even last, like you have confidence that it is secured. The content will never be changed because it is not open to a lot of people. But once you put it on the internet, in fact, even the cloud service provider can be hacked. Their services can be interrupted. Okay. And a lot can go on. But when it is on a tape sitting somewhere, at least because it's not exposed to a lot of people, at least it makes the security more compared to leaving it on the cloud. Yes, I see. Yima, your hands are up, Yima.
Yes, sir. And I think with the physical storage too, you just have to make a one-time purchase for whatever media that let's say if it is a hard disk
Yes.
or
Yeah.
tape.
Yeah.
But then with the cloud service, let's say you do for 1 year and then you are not able to pay for the following year, you lose access to whatever you
Yes.
stored in the
Your
cloud.
content that is there. Yeah, it's true. So it means that you end up spending more when you go cloud than when you decide to go with physical storage media. Yeah, it's true. And for physical storage media, you have control over your content. I think that's the nicest. You have control over your content, but the cloud is hanging on somebody's server farm. You don't have control over it. Okay, you don't have control over it, and anything can go wrong. Yes, I see. Dennis, your hands are up, Dennis. Yeah, Dennis.
Yeah, I wanted to say that the cloud service is also very expensive.
Yes, yes,
Very, very
yes,
expensive.
yes. It's very true. These days, it's becoming more expensive. Like
Yeah.
more expensive. Yeah, it's becoming because storage is becoming expensive. Storage is becoming expensive. But sometimes initially, when at the initial stages, you may find physical media more expensive. Oh. But in the long term, cloud becomes more expensive in the long term. I don't know whether it makes sense. I don't know whether I'm making a point.
Yeah, you
Because
Yes,
are.
normally when yes,
Yeah.
yes,
it makes
yes,
sense because
yes.
some of the hard drives are very expensive, but
I
it's
tell
just a
you,
one-time.
yes,
It's a one-time
yes.
purchase.
It's a one-time
But
purchase.
with the cloud,
Yes.
you'll be paying continuously over some years.
Yes, yes, yes. So when you want to look at that, you may shy away from buying the physical than going the cloud. But at the long term, you end up spending more on cloud, and you don't have control over your content, okay, or your data. Okay, so I think that's why most of the institutions realize that they prefer either the hard drives or the tapes. Yeah, they prefer the hard drives or the tapes. And you realize that hard drives will also come in their own qualities and then the cost. The SSDs like this, there are even SSDs that are very, very expensive, depending on the type and then the cost. Yeah, I think a lot of you purchase these things and you have a fair idea of how it is like. Yeah. So you always turn, you have to look at your content. Do I really need it online? Do I really need it on a physical storage? And then the size, the audience, and your accessibility. Then you decide what will work better or best for you. Okay. So you always have to compromise your security. You have to
Hello,
look at
sir.
the security, yes, versus cost. Yeah.
Hello,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, so with
Justice.
the okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So with the physical, it becomes an issue. That's when you don't have a proper disaster recovery plan.
Yes, 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 yes. DRP, disaster recovery plan. It's true. It's true. But what do you notice about these organizations? Most of you work. What do you normally do? What do you normally do? With your tapes, and then what do you normally do?
Okay, so for ours, we have configured a RAID
Okay,
redundancy.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
redundancy,
that
yeah.
we can.
Redundant array of independent disks. That's what RAID means.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, and then okay, explain the RAID. I mean, so that it doesn't look like we are just talking jargon. Yeah. So what do you mean by you have implemented RAID?
All right, so this is one way of ensuring that data are written to multiple drives depending on the
Okay.
type of RAID that you have configured.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Exactly. So your content is not just at one place. Yeah. So yeah, redundant array of independent disks. So they are independent, but they keep the same data replicated. Then the next thing is that what you also notice, most of the time, most of the organization, you don't save your tapes in the organization, you save it elsewhere. Your physical tapes or hard drives. Most organizations, when they make a backup copy, and then they send it elsewhere outside the organization. That is what I know for most of the financial institutions. If head office has all the footages and then you keep it on a tape, at least you go and you move some of the tapes to another branch. Okay, you move some of the tapes to another branch and then you keep it there. So that in case there is a disaster here, you can always fall back on the other one. Okay. And you always know that even for sometimes even on institutions like this, you always have a backup server I think most of the institutions have a backup server as well, in terms of the things that are hosted online, where you have a backup server somewhere. But I think our core servers are always with NITA. I think most organizations are hosting with NITA. Then there is a backup in Kumasi. They have a backup site at Kumasi, a backup server site at Kumasi. So you always have, unless you are not serious with your disaster recovery, then that is it. Yeah. But I think today losing data is not something too common. Yeah, because there are so many means through which you can always safeguard your data. Yeah. Unless otherwise you're not ready to spend and you're only looking for free things. But I think almost all the time, IT guys always have that fight with management. Do you always know that as an IT person, you fight with management because management always look at cost, when the IT guys also look at sustainability and then availability.
Exactly.
I don't know. Yes. So you always have to be fighting managers. That's the more reason why most times managers don't like IT guys. Because they always see IT guys that you people, you always want to be spending. But you also want to make the organization to flourish. But they also look at the cost aspect, and then you always sometimes you even ask you for free things.
Manager on
I don't
pocket them.
understand that. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Anyway, so let's look at application of multimedia. I think it's almost time, right? So we have it. We see a multimedia. What are we doing? Education, e-learning. We are using multimedia. We are using multimedia to learn right now. So it enhances education through interactive e-learning platforms that improve what? Our knowledge retention and engagement. Yeah. So it improves our knowledge retention and engagement. Okay. Yes. Then we look at business and government use. Business and government use. Most businesses today are using multimedia. So we use it in businesses and governments. So government today even communicates to us on social media. You see government of Ghana having a whole social media platform. Then you see President Mahama, President Akufo-Addo. Are they really the ones using those accounts?
Impersonation.
Is what? The nation.
Impersonation.
Impersonation. Well, but I think they really have authentic accounts that are being managed by people for them.
Yes,
am I right?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
I think they really have accounts themselves, but I believe maybe they have a team of people who manage it.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
But most of the time, 80%
Normally,
of the accounts are
impersonated account. Yes, impersonated. Okay, yeah, that's true. Education and entertainment. My mama will always bring a diplomatic comment that my children came to tell me that I show speed came to Ghana. Do you believe in that? Do you know anything President Mahama says on the internet? He'll tell you my children. As if he doesn't interact with it, he doesn't go online. So healthcare, we are using multimedia in healthcare today. Virtual surgery, simulations, and professional training enhancing medical practice. I don't know whether you've seen any virtual surgery simulations before. Have you seen any virtual simulation videos before? Hello.
Yes, sir. I watched one on
Yes, sir.
BBC News. I think it happened in Brazil or so, if I quite remember.
Okay. So like how was it like? How was it like?
Okay, I think the surgery was done virtually.
Okay. Yeah. So sometimes they even use AI these days to even simulate. Yes, they simulate. Then they have virtual equipment that they use to simulate. So the doctors will sit down and watch how the whole thing will go before they go and do the real world surgery. Okay. And then they use these trainings, these virtual surgery simulations to also train doctors or medical practitioners. And it is helping a lot. It's really helping. And then today, I think there are even machines that there are robots that are doing surgery themselves, right? Then we also have machines that can be electronic, virtually controlled by a professional. So the person is sitting behind a couple of gadgets. Then whatever movement he makes, the same movement is being done on the human body in the surgical room. But you may not find the doctor present in the surgical room. He will be in a control room, and then he's going to move hand gestures, and then the whatever medical procedure must goes on. I don't know whether you've interacted or you've seen a lot of those things online, or you've interacted with them personally. So you see that today we are advancing, and even there are applications that today where you sit in the house, you go online, you are able to interact with a doctor. Don't we use multimedia? I think most of you go outside Ghana. Yeah, there are applications that you don't need to go to the hospital. You go. I don't know whether there are apps in Ghana that are truly working, where you can interact with doctors online. You tell them whatever is wrong with you. They interact with you. Sometimes you have to send even images for them to look at, and then they diagnose you virtually, and then they. But I think we have apps that we buy drugs from, right?
Yes, please.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, and all those things are possible because of yeah. So we see multimedia in IoT and big data. Today, multimedia, sensors, our sensors, IoT, they use cameras and microphones to collect multimedia data for smart system functions like surveillance and monitoring. Most of our CCTV cameras are IoT devices. So they use cameras and microphones to collect multimedia data so that they do surveillance, and what they do monitoring. Today, your car is full of multimedia. In fact, you have a whole info system in your car, which is a multimedia system, gadgets, the players. And some of you, your cars are even advanced that you even communicate with them. That communication is what? Sound, audio, to communicate with your car. Okay, you communicate with your car. People who are using those advanced vehicles. And then, do you see your panel? Most of our car panels, how do they interact with us? Even the old cars that we use, the panels. I mean, a lot of people say dashboard, but I think the dashboard is where you can put like the surface area. But where you read your speed, and then your engine radar, your fuel level, is a panel. So how does a panel communicate with us?
Sometimes it tells you when maybe we are working out some.
It uses graphics and illustrations.
Exactly. So realize that is what? Multimedia playing a role there. Multimedia playing a role there. The advanced ones today use even text and what? Sound, right? Advanced vehicles. They will tell you what? Engine oil low, a temperature high.
Exactly.
Don't they use text? Yes, they use text. Some even use sound.
Google Map.
Yes. Some vehicles even literally talk to you, you know. So that is how advanced we are. And all these things are multimedia. And all those systems are IoT. I hope when I say IoT, you understand what it means. Internet of Things.
Internet of Things.
Yes, Internet of Things. You guys, you are sharks. You are sharks. So then we have big data multimedia. Big data analyzes images and videos.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, hello.
Explain more,
my dear.
Please, the IoT, the pace at which the lecture is going, some of us, we are not following because more concentration is done on people who know already. So please come down to those who are, the babies in it, so that we can also follow as well.
Okay, madam. All right. So when the pace is going fast, you just quickly prompt us, okay? Sorry, the focus is not on those who know. It's because you are not asking questions, and then you are not responding. All right. So I'll calm down. So when we say IoT, okay, we are talking about Internet of Things. That's the meaning of IoT. So today we have sensors around us. Even your phone has a lot of sensor. That is why your phone is able to tell you the weather. It's able to tell you like how hot or cold your environment is, because there are lots of sensors embedded in your phone. Okay, your phone. Some phones are even able to record your temperature. The smartwatch you are using, okay, they are IoT devices. They are able to record your temperature, record your heart rate. They are all IoT devices. So IoT always talk about those small devices or gadgets that uses sensors to be able to interact with you. Today, when you are walking to a glass door or some organizations, what do you notice? By the time you get there, the door opens. Madam, have you experienced that before?
Yes, please.
Yes, all those things are IoT. So there is a sensor there that senses some of them use your feet. So there is a particular area. Once you step within that area, it senses your pressure, your weight. So then it opens the door. Some of them pick your human body, their cameras. So once they pick you coming, okay, we are within the radar. Okay, it captures you that there's something within the radar, and then the door opens. All those things are possible because of what? IoT. Today, your car, when you are sitting in the car is able to tell you the temperature outside and the temperature inside. Your car is able to tell you the tire pressure, the air in your tire. Don't you think it sounds like absurd? It's weird, right? But it's because of Internet of Things. So there are sensors that are communicating to the vehicle. So the vehicle will tell you that, oh, your left back tire, the air pressure is low, top it up. And then, some cars will not even start if they identify issues. These sensors always communicate to us. Okay, so those are like IoT. Okay, so the smartwatch you are wearing and all these things are IoT gadgets. They interact with you, they give you data. Madam, please, does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I should explain more. I should explain more again. All right. So when you go to the hospital, all those gadgets they use on you, those smaller gadgets that read temperature and the rest are also parts of healthcare IoT gadgets. Okay. So when we talk about big data is you see today we generate a lot of data. So analyzing images and video to extract information from them to provide some form of healthcare security and any other services is big data. Today, the ChatGPT you are using, okay, to do your assignments and cheat and all those things, ask questions. It is what? Form of what? A big data. It's because they've collected data over time. And based on some sequence, they have come up with solutions. That is why they say AI can be wrong because it is working with data. So whatever data it has collected that has been fed into it based on human beings, what we've generated over time and possible likely outcome, those are solutions AI will give you. Okay, they don't make decisions in real time like the way humans we analyze situations. No, they are working with what? Data. So if the data says that this is the solution to this, it will give you that solution. Unlike humans that we look at the current situation to make a decisions, AI work with what? Data. And today, a lot of data is being captured from us. Your phone, data from it, your iWatches and the rest. Those data all are. So you realize that sometimes they will tell you that we are collecting data about you. Sometimes some applications give you the options to be like, oh, do you want your data to be sent? Sometimes you say no, you don't want your data to be transmitted. They use all those data for purposes of what? In making decisions or coming out with some solutions over time. Please, does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So when we integrate multimedia and IoT and big data, it enriches our data quality and support advanced analytical techniques. Okay, so most of the decisions that are made today digitally is because of data that has been taken over time and decisions have been made that, oh, this is how humans behave over this period of time based on the data that is what? Provided. Okay. So that's why today there are cars that they've developed that when you are sleeping on the steer, the car will stop on itself. All these things is the help of what? IoT. So IoT is sensing you. Once the car senses, the sensor senses that your movement is no more noticed in the vehicle, then what? Yeah, okay, let me ask this question. We know there are cars that when you take alcohol, the car will not start. Have we heard or do we even have vehicles that are like that?
Yes.
Personally, some of you may even have vehicles that are like that. When you take alcohol, how does a car know that you've drank? Is a car a human being to be smelling your the odor
The
from your
sensor.
mouth? Yeah, it's a sensor.
Alcohol
The
sensor.
sensor. Yes, the alcohol sensor. So it senses that you've taken alcohol, so the car may not even move in the first place, may not start. But in Ghana, we have people that will disconnect those things for you, don't we? When the car comes to Ghana, there, everything there, we distort everything. We take out all the things we don't need. We are anti-technology. So let's talk about some benefits of multimedia. Yes, help me talk about so that we end it here. Benefits of multimedia. Benefits of multimedia.
Sharing information.
Yeah, sharing information. Good. Today I'm sharing information with you. You're also interacting with me because of what? Multimedia. Yes, number 2.
So it makes communication easier.
Very true. Very true. Today, when you are talking to someone during text and the person doesn't understand, you can put it in a video and it makes it better. Yes.
Learning
That's
and
It's what?
the source of entertainment.
Good. Oh, I'm not getting the lady right.
I'm saying it enhances learning and understanding.
Yes, entertainment, enhancing learning and understanding. Yes, we use it in education, we use it in our business. It's very true. So all that you've mentioned is very true. It enhances engagement and learning. Today, when we are learning through text, video, and the likes, unlike those days that we always have to sit in the class, the lecturer will talk or the teacher will talk and write on the board. Today, we are able to learn through various forms of multimedia types or elements, and it makes it more interactive. When I'm assuming we join this Zoom meeting and I'm not displaying any form of slide, any form of text, how would you have felt? And I'm just talking, and then there is a blank screen. Would it have been interactive? No, right? Yeah. But for the fact that we have some text, we have some images somewhere, it makes it more interactive.
Yes,
Right?
because he needs to eat.
Okay, then we have ease of use. We have intuitive interface, immersive. I'll close soon, okay? Immersive experience, and then self-paced interaction and better reaction, retention. Today, you can go back and play this lecture audio and learn, and it is cost effective. Please mute. It's cost effective because we've not traveled to be on campus to learn. We are at the comfort of our home, and then what? We are studying. So this is the end of the lecture. Do you have any questions? So, okay, we have some challenges of multimedia. High resource requirements. Yes, some of the gadgets require significant resources. Storage, hardware. GCTU has to purchase a whole Zoom subscription, have to purchase server space for us to record these lectures for you, for us to share with you. We are using the LMS, and all the likes are high resource requirements. Okay. Development complexity. For the school to be able to come up with such development to bring out distance learning and the rest, it was complex. They needed gadgets, they needed expertise. Okay, so it makes it more complex. And then legal problems. Today, people are suing people because you've used my beat, you've used my video, you've used my this, all because of multimedia. So we have copyright issues here and there. And then people are being sued, people are paying fines and the likes. So if you have any questions, please ask. Please ask questions. So in summary, we spoke about multimedia. What multimedia is, the element. We spoke about the types and the delivery, linear, non-linear, continuous, discrete. Okay, we spoke about them, synthesized versus captured. We spoke about the characteristics, the benefits, and the challenges. Yes, I see two hands up. That is Vida and Justice. So let me take Vida first.
Oh, okay. Mine is simple. I just want to know if the IoT is always accurate. Is it 100% accurate?
Okay. Yes. Sensors will not, or most of the sensors will not always be 100% accurate. But technology is being developed and they are becoming better. Okay, but it's not always 100%. As of now, it's not 100%. So sometimes your sensor may fail. Sometimes because it is failing, it gives inaccurate readings. Okay. So it's not always 100% accurate. Right. So sometimes you can be driving and they tell that there is something ahead, but when you get there is nothing. Yeah, a lot happens. So that's it, Vida. Yes, let me take Justice.
Hello, sir.
Yes, justice.
So I think one of the challenges that multimedia poses is the integrity of the multimedia or the content delivered.
Yes,
With
very
the
true.
use of
Yeah.
technologies like deepfakes poses severe challenges to the integrity of the multimedia by providing high realistic. Sometimes you cannot even differentiate between what is
Yes.
real and what is
Yes.
not real.
Yeah. So today our integrity of our data is really at stake. Really at stake because justice is there. Someone can just take an image of justice, create a whole evidence against justice that justice did this or was involved in this. And then justice can even be imprisoned for that. So that is where we are getting to. And that's where we are now. And it is becoming difficult. Yeah, very true, very true. I like your submission, Justice. Very good one. Yes, Abel Amoako.
Yes, sir. Sir, please, I will take you back small from the beginning to the beginning.
No. Okay, then let me take the last question first so that I handle yours since you are taking me back to the beginning. Okay, please.
Okay.
All right, Della. So Della, let me take you then. We'll go back to Amako. Yes.
Thank you, sir. So,
Della.
to clarify what Vida was asking, and I think I need clarification from you as well. So,
Okay.
internet is not necessarily the accuracy of the technology or sensor, whatever. I want to believe that it is the interconnectivity between two or more systems or functions that are like IT functions to come together to produce specific results, not necessarily the accuracy of it, if I'm right.
Yeah, so IoT involves a lot. Okay, IoT involves a lot, but in terms of multimedia, today we are only talking about the sensors. So you are right. IoT always involves interconnectivity of two or more, at least, gadgets that come together to produce results, as you have explained. So IoT is actually it's a whole program and even a whole course. Okay, so we are only touching some function of it, which we are discussing in the multimedia. So you are very right. You are very right. And IoT has come to actually make life better. Okay, but she was only asking in terms of the accuracy. But technology is always being modernized. It's always been improved. Okay, so as and now you may have certain systems that may not give you accurate readings, but that's why day in, day out, they improve on them to make them better based on their vulnerabilities that have been detected. When they detect a vulnerability, they try to patch it and make that system better. That's why I realize that today when they release a version 1 of something, tomorrow they release version 2 so that they improve on the version 1 based on certain vulnerabilities that have been noted. So that's a very good one. But if you want to talk about IoT, it's really broad. So we were only talking about or touching some aspects of it. Okay. Then I hope that's clear. And thank you for your question as well.
Yes, please. Thank you, sir.
All right, sure. Uh, okay. I think I'll have Owusu, then I go back to Amwa.
Okay, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, Owusu answer, please. The
So,
question.
sir, how do
Sure.
users or customers of big tech services, okay, protect themselves from, these companies selling their data to third parties for targeted ads and, the likes?
Please come again with your
Okay,
question.
the question is, how do customers who patronize the services of big tech, that's Google and the likes, protect themselves from their data being sold or maybe given to third parties for targeted ads and the likes?
Okay. All right. Yeah, so answer has asked a question. Does anybody have any view regards? So you say these giant companies, how do we as individuals who patronize them, how do we protect our data with them? Okay, so because you notice that today your data is open. They do targeted ads for you based on your search. Right? You realize that when you search something on the internet right now, before you know the next thing, what do you notice? When you just go and make a quick search, what do you notice?
The results pops up immediately.
Yeah, but you realize that they will start delivering ads to you. Your Google News, your IG, when you go on Facebook, realize that whatever you searched about, apparently ads will be tailored towards those products for you. And you notice those things. It's because they've used your big data, they've used your data to run certain, align your data with certain promotional adverts. Because once you've searched about it, it means you are interested in it. So you see adverts being popped up about that thing or that product you searched about from different companies. It means someone has access to your data. Someone knew you searched about this. So, does anyone have an answer to the question our brother asked?
Say, can I give it a try?
Yeah, give it a try, my brother.
Okay. So I think with the big techs, they have a regulation that covers it, as in like the iOS. So they have a system where if it is maybe a valuable information that is not supposed to be exposed, they have security that governs it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Very, very good one, my brother. Yes. Any other I mean idea or any other subject view? Any other view?
Sir, I think for the big tech, because you don't have a full control, so you are not the host, and so whatever that you place, it is someone's server. So whatever that you place on it, it is the person prerogative to use it. Although there is a security that you don't, he or she shouldn't send it out, but at the end you see it is out, and you have no control over it.
That's true. Very true. So you realize that. Vida, do you have any view, Vida? Before I bring out what I also have.
Oh, so we can move on now.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I saw your hands up.
No, please.
Hello, yeah.
Yeah, so in addition to what my brother just said, I think for these big tech companies that we are talking about, they comes with terms and conditions.
Yeah.
Yes. So these conditions that outline what they are going to do with your data that they are going to capture.
Exactly.
So it is very important for you to take note of these things and
terms and
read
conditions.
thoroughly.
So yeah, exactly. And that's what we fail to do. See, those people, they know.
The terms and conditions are too bulky.
Yes, but that is what bind is a contract. So you see, it's just like the way we are going into contract, we draft a whole long, TNCs. What are you supposed to do? You read, but the problem is that contract. You see, when we click on I agree, or Sigma, always realize that they put up a clause. They always put up a clause. What is the clause? They tell that we may share your data with any of our third parties. Did they mention the third parties there? They don't. They don't mention. So anybody can be their third party. So once you click I agree, and then you know how they bind us? They bind us because if you don't click on I agree, you'll not be allowed to use the services. So you don't have an issue, but we are supposed to be able to read. And then they tell you that. So in fact, you literally have little or no control over your data. So you have to read the terms and conditions. If you see that, okay, I will allow my data to be used in this way. Sometimes they even tell that we collect your data for purposes of experiment, and then what? Big data analysis, which we may share. So you don't really have control over it because you have agreed to the terms and conditions. So that's what they used to beat at. So you see that you decide not to use their service or you abide, you agree. So once you click on agree, you sign the signature. And even if you drag them to court, you have signed that you want to use their services. So you don't have a choice. So we really do not have control. That's why they have regulatory bodies. Okay, we have NIST, we have GDPR, National Institute of Standard and Technology, General Data Protection Regulation. We have HIPAA, Health Insurance Portability Act. They are the ones who regulate them. So they are supposed to, but I think in Africa, like we don't really have a lot of the regulators working. But outside there, in the outside countries, HIPAA ensures that people's health information is classified. And then they mount on those people to see their terms and conditions, to see whether they are not using it against the users. It benefits the users as well. But I think somewhere where we find ourselves is a bit technical. But outside countries, they ensure that these regulators ensure that they're big organizations, at least they do the right thing to some extent. So a lot of the time you don't have control because you have agreed to their TNCs. So there is a lot that really goes into this. That's why in Ghana, you go to the hospital before you know somebody knows that you're in the hospital, somebody knows your blood type. It can't happen. It shouldn't happen. It is your health information is confidential. It should just be between you and your doctor, unless otherwise you've given permission that it should be let out. So a couple of us, we even do, when you get a job, they say you should go for medical clearance. That medical clearance, you send it to the company. The HR even exposes it to people who must not know. People know your age, people know your blood type, people know the sicknesses you have. That is really not supposed to happen. Your data is supposed to be kept. CIA goals, confidentiality, integrity, and availability goals. I think a lot goes into this, and it's a very technical question. So we may even discuss it along the line of the class, because I think our time is. But I hope I've been able to answer your question. I hope I've been able to clarify a bit of it.
Yes, sir.
All right, sure. So along the lecture, we'll talk about these issues. These are cyber security, copyright, a whole lot of this. It involves a lot. Okay. All right. Thank you, Justice, for that question. It was a very, very good question. Okay. Yes, I think we have. Okay, let me take. I think who. Amwako, you wanted to send me back. Let me have you, and then we close. I've taken a lot of your time.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Please, on the multimedia, you said a combination of any of the two elements.
Yes, or more.
But then you brought in an example where you said P with a green background, or P with a green green color.
Yeah.
Yes, where you said it signifies a pack.
Yes.
Then you said it is a multimedia because it is telling us that maybe there is a park nearby, or there's a park where the symbol is standing.
Okay, that's true. So the P there is what? A text, right?
Yes, a text.
The background there is what?
It's just a color, say.
And colors are identified as which element of multimedia? Yes, of course. So I hope I've answered your question.
No, sir. The green is, please, I don't get it.
So the green, which element of multimedia is the green?
I think it's graphics.
Yes. So which combinations do we have there? So graphics and text.
Oh, okay. Then I'm okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for your question. It was a good one. All right. Please, if there are no further questions.
Hello, sir.
Yes, my brother.
Could you please share this slide with us on the platform, the LMS?
Yes, it's on the platform, so I've timed it. I think by now it should be made available.
Okay.
David, I think the time there is 12:30, right?
Yes, please.
So by now it's active. You can have access to it. And I'll try to share a video as well about the whole lecture slide. So you can, if you are confused, you can watch the video as well. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, sure. Please access the LMS. Access the LMS.
It's open.
Yes, it's open. Yeah, it's open now. David just said it's open. So you can just go and download it. It's made available. I'll share the video as well during the course of the week. And then as well, I'll put in certain measures. So I'll divide you into groups. From next week, we'll start doing group works. And then we'll do some few presentation about an element. Okay. So during the week, I'll communicate with David, and then we'll know what we are doing. So try to access the LMS and know the updates that are there for you. Thank you very much for this class. I hope it was very interactive. I was interactive enough, and you understood most of the concept. If there are any issues, you can raise your concern so that we better it in the next lecture time. Are there any issues? All right, sure. All right, thank you very much, and have the very best of your day.
You same, sir.
All right, sure.